drop a kettlebell in the middle of the workplace? So what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, just got one more day, trying to do the whole month of February.
Working out every day?
Yeah.
One more day?
One more day.
Bro, it's a leap year. What the hell are you talking about?
2 more days. You have 2 more days.
Get your ass up, man. Let's do the show.
Keep working.
What the hell are you doing, Kettle Man?
Fuck.
I need some kettle chips.
Yep. You can count on me. Count on me. Count on me. Count it up.
That's a full size. That's a full size. She want every color. That's a full size.
Hello to every single member of the FS Army watching across the world. Of course, I'm your co-host, Brendan Dunne.
I'm at Welty.
James, baby.
And we have with us today Just Blaze.
Just Blaze.
Just Blaze.
Yes, sir.
Super duper producer, a guy with a
Super
crazy polo collection, crazy katana collection.
Yeah. How did you know about that?
I know a few things.
Basement watcher.
A really crazy sneaker collection.
Yes.
We want to discuss all that. First thing we want to discuss those sneakers on everybody's feet. Welty, what do you have on?
I got the Sneakers and Stuff X Adidas Stan Smith. Shout out Peter and Eric.
Shout out Sneakers and
Okay,
stuff.
all the way.
Good
Hey,
job.
what up?
Good guys.
Guys, I got the Laser Kobe 2K4 Harachis for all my old high school basketball players. Like, this was the shoe to make you official at AAU. RP to the GOAT.
I have the Undefeated Force,
Something light.
light work. That's some of the lightest work that I have.
We got the gasoline.
A little bit.
I'm doing Reebok still. This is the distorted Reebok Instapump Fury. A friend actually manages the artist Distorted, so
Shout out to her.
I'm here.
Philly, what's
I'm here
up?
to support. And if I need to, I can pump it up.
Pump them up.
If you know what I mean.
When you look at a man right in his face and pump up the damn pump, oh my
need to
God.
on the show.
They don't make dudes like you no more, Brendan.
Did you know the original version of Pump It Up was about masturbation?
Really?
You know how in the second verse he's like, my jump off doesn't care if I go out so much. My
Right.
jump off.
Right,
Originally it
out
was,
so much.
my hand doesn't worry if I go out so much. My hand doesn't worry about this. My hand
So
doesn't.
Joe.
Is it
That's
weird,
so
is it weird too?
Joe.
Because Joe like hates that song now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
That's a fun fact.
Thank you.
I didn't know that. Maybe that explains why I loved it so much as a teenager.
There it is.
Let's talk sneaker news.
Yes.
all right, the first thing that we want to talk about is over All-Star Weekend, Kawhi Leonard debuted his first signature New Balance basketball sneaker called the Kawhi. He had been wearing the Omnis for...
He's got like an audio waveform on the sneakers. It's like the Pro Tools 6s.
The Pro Tools 6s.
So does this
wow.
get a cosign from you? Like, given it has like the producer stuff on it?
You don't think Kawhi's in the lab like that?
No.
Does it make your beats hotter? Like, what happens here?
I mean, I'm not mad at them. I mean, I personally wouldn't wear them.
Are you a New Balance guy at all? I know a lot of Polo guys are really into New Balance.
Yeah, they are, and I'm not.
You're not one of those guys.
I have
You're the
like,
outlier in that situation?
I have like maybe 3 pairs of New Balance. No disrespect, I have nothing against them.
This looks so much like the Adidas Dame Lillard 2. Like, I cannot unsee the similarity. I'm glad New Balance is making moves with Kawhi, and I think they've done a lot of good product, but this just looks too familiar to me. I'm not on board with this.
I think the logo looks pretty good on the back. I don't know.
That 90s
that's hard.
MB hit? The
Yeah.
90s MB hit in the
Yeah.
back is sick.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
hard.
I personally think a New Balance basketball sneaker is better than a Puma basketball sneaker, but I'll put it that much.
It's better looking, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
The New Balance, shout out, man. Good job, man. I'm happy that y'all paid attention and finding ways to do your thing. You know, this is not a drip for me, but for Kawhi, the type of guy that he is, he's not giving me no emotion, but this shoe, you know.
You feeling emotional? Next piece of sneaker news we want to talk about is the Travis Scott Nike SB Dunk Low. I am not on board with this. I like most of Travis Scott's sneakers, but I think they're reaching a saturation point right now.
How many does he have?
A couple different Jordans, Jordan 1, Jordan 1 Low, Jordan 6, Air Force 1.
3 pairs of Air Force Ones.
I
Maybe
didn't realize
too
it was
many.
that many. Yeah.
There's 3 forces,
Got
4
that,
Jordans.
that Air Max shoe coming out.
Do you not like them because he has so many other shoes out? 'Cause I'm not mad at these.
That's part of it, but also I just think the design is too much. This is literally like a sicko mode sneaker, and then it kind of makes me want to throw up.
What? Okay. You sound like an old man with cop glasses on. Wait a minute.
That's why I'm a little confused. These are actually kind of hard.
Welty, wasn't there like an SB skater who got these
Oh,
early
so
in the mail and said they hated them?
Kevin Bradley, who skates for Nike SB. I don't know if he was being serious or not. In a now deleted IG story, he was like, Nike, I'm sending these back. He's like, stop with the Travis Scott shit.
Anybody that tweets something, deletes it, I don't want to hear nothing from you. Shut up. Come on,
Keep
man.
the same energy.
Come on, man.
You like these, Trinidad?
I seen him in person in the Stadium Goods yesterday, and I said, "This is good. This is
I think it's okay. I think the laces are awful. It's okay. But you're a big SB guy in general,
Yeah,
right?
nah, when I first really started, I've always bought sneakers, but when I really started collecting, was the initial SB era.
The silver box and all that sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
even before that, when they didn't have their own special box.
Yeah,
you know,
like the
they
Pro
just-
B era of that.
Exactly.
Does this remind you of that energy of Nike SB? Does it make you feel the same way that those shoes made you feel?
I feel like I don't know that they give me that. Actually, they kind of do, to be honest. I'm not mad at them. I actually dig them.
Now, Blaze, what is your earliest sneaker memory? Like, what starts it off for you? Is it beats or sneakers first? Which one? Simultaneously?
Back in Patterson, Union Boulevard.
Silk City.
Nah, before that. Zips.
Put me on, because I'm obviously
When I was
shit.
in, I remember in pre-K, the commercial with the kid who couldn't jump to save his life. And then he got a pair of blue and yellow Zips. Put those on and he jumped across the street.
Oh my
In
God.
one shot, like
Zips is the brand?
Yeah, Zips
I don't
was the
even know
brand.
about that.
It was Zips, and then after that, Pro-Keds.
Kids, I figured those kids.
And it couldn't be Keds, it had to be Pro-Keds.
So you cared about what sneakers you were showing up to preschool in?
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody comes out here and they have stories about, you show up first day of high school or middle school or something
Nah,
like
we
that.
was
Preschool,
literally preschool.
daycare, you showed up with
Mommy, I need Pro-Keds. In second grade, kangaroos was the wave.
Yeah, with the zipper on them.
With the pouches.
Yeah.
There was a
Okay.
problem that actually made the school establish a rule that children could not wear each other's footwear. Because what we used to all do was come in with like everybody, somebody would get a new pair of kangaroos, you got your pair, we swapped for the day. And then eventually a teacher found out, got back to the principal, and they had to establish a rule like, yo.
Some kid was like passing around athlete's foot to everyone else.
Right,
And,
exactly.
Like,
That was their concern, was like for hygienic reasons.
What do you
I was
put in
like,
the pouch?
damn, teachers
as
be
a
hating.
second grader.
Coins,
Yeah.
nickels,
Go to
quarters.
the arcade after.
You know, or
school.
just go buy a snack at lunch or whatever.
Cheez-Its.
And then I'll never forget the Jordan 3 is where I could say it really, really, really started. Jordan 1 and Jordan 2, no, I didn't even know they existed.
Were there specific spots in Patterson, Helkman's, Inner City Blues, Carlos, places like that?
Carlos, wow, you do your research. Yeah, Carlos was definitely the spot. Anything that was hot on the street in terms of, I guess, what we would now call streetwear.
Yeah, all the gear.
Yeah.
To go with the sneakers.
Right, was
Yeah.
all at Carlos for
Yeah.
sure.
Fast forward, I mean, a lot of people know you from your association with Roc-a-Fella.
Mm-hmm.
Roc-a-Fella obviously was a sneaker crew to some extent. All those
Definitely.
exclusive Nikes. Did you
Definitely.
have access to every single pair of Roc-a-Fella Air Force Ones, Black Album Air
I
Force
had all
Ones,
of them.
4040 Air Force
I
Ones?
have all. I still have all of them, like unworn.
Yeah.
For a lot of those guys, it was disposable.
Right.
You know, in terms of guys that were actually sneaker people.
You're a gear guy, like.
Right.
No.
So
Give me the shoes.
I would have to like go to 4040 and be like, yo, Juan, I got the one pair in the mail. I need two more. And they always had a box, in the back somewhere. So
At 4040, they just had the shoes.
they just
hanging
had
out
the
there.
shoes in a box.
Yeah.
And if you were family, you just came and picked up, a pair of shoes.
Would you say you were the biggest sneakerhead in Roc-a-Fella? Is that like safe to say?
Yeah, definitely.
Easily, right? Hands down, right?
Within my means, because you have to remember, in early Roc-a-Fella, I'm not at the point yet where people are just giving them to me. I still have to buy them.
Got it.
Whereas Jay's waking up to a box, Bleak is waking up to a box,
Fact.
Dame is waking up to a box,
Siegel.
Beans is right down the block. So he's just going and picking up a box.
Right.
Like 3 years ago, Bleak hit me. I forget why, but the conversation ended up being that he never had a pair of Blueprint 2.
This is Air Force Ones, right?
Yeah, the Air
Yeah,
Force
Air Force,
Ones.
yeah.
The funny thing is I went into my garage and I found his pair.
You had Bleak's pair?
Yes. Like in
You
my
were supposed to pass it off to him at some point.
No,
You're like, oh, I forgot about it.
I think it was one of those things where he just left them at the studio and forgot and didn't, because he wasn't, Bleak just wore Air Force Ones every day, white on white. As long as he had his white on whites or his Jordans, he was cool. And then he never came and picked them up. So actually Mayer has them now.
Yeah, actually, I saw those shoes at his
Yeah.
mayor's house.
Everything
Yeah.
goes back to
Those
Mayer.
out.
at
Yeah,
some point.
I gave them to Mayer.
Did you know Jay-Z like as a sneaker guy back then? Was he like
Like I said, Jay was just always fresh because he had
was
stuff
his
just
company.
Right, he just had people being.
But he
stuff
didn't.
being
He
sent
didn't like
to him.
nerd out about sneakers or whatever.
No, he didn't. Like I remember, it was 2 times he shut me down when it came to that. Remember when Bathing Ape did that very first Adidas run?
Yeah.
It was the
Super Skates?
Super Ape Skates,
Yeah,
right?
2003.
Right. So I had on the black snakeskin ones,
Heat.
and he had on another pair. I forget which ones. They had got a scuff on them, and I was like, "Yo, you can have your housekeeper. I know you're not gonna do it yourself. You can have your housekeeper." I was trying to give him some suggestion on cleaning them. He just looked at me like, "We don't do that."
It's done.
Yeah, we don't.
What
we
are you,
don't
a
do
peasant? Like,
That. Yeah, like, and I'm like,
It was not relatable to him at all.
no. As soon as I brought up like getting a sneaker cleaned, he was just like,
Yeah.
"Are you crazy?" And then there was one other time we were arguing about who was the first to wear Bathing Ape, the Babesters.
that's right.
Yeah, and he was saying that it was him. I was saying that it was me. And then he was like, "I introduced you to Nigo," and I'm like, "I didn't meet Nigo until 2008. I was wearing these things since 2002." he had fresh stuff, but it just didn't really mean the same much to me. It was disposable. You know what I mean? Like,
Everybody's gonna give Jay whatever they
Right,
sounded like.
exactly.
Look, sir,
Right.
I make this. You can have it.
Right.
Pants off my back.
when Babes first launched the Air Force One silhouette,
Correct.
they had 3 canvas joints. It was they were all variations of white on camo. If you watch Fade to Black, when he's on stage, he has a pair of the white and camo ones on. I took his shoes from his locker, the ones that he wore on stage. He's like, what are you doing? I was gonna give those to my son. I said, no, just give him the mic instead. I didn't ask you for any money for doing the show. I just did it. So this is my payment. I took the shoes.
You stole Memphis Bleak's shoes. You stole Jay-Z's shoes.
I'm
you
a
got
shoe
fucking
thief,
Beanie
what?
Siegel's shoes somewhere in your pantry.
I might.
Jesus
The passion
Christ,
for
man.
sneakers has been there for a
Yes.
long time.
Yes.
Where did it click for you with streetwear? You know, was it an artist that make it click for you? Did it just click for you personally?
I think it's a two-phase thing. Like, I see kids now running around wearing things like Vision streetwear and stuff like that.
Right.
And it bugs me out because I remember dragging my mom to get that stuff in like 6th and 7th grade when I used to skate and BMX. It's interesting to watch the cycles come back around.
Correct.
When I'm in 6th grade, I'm not looking at it as streetwear. I'm looking at it as the guys the skaters that I love. This is what they're wearing.
Right.
And back then, it wasn't cool to be a skater.
Right.
Obviously.
As a black kid.
As a black kid, yeah. It's like, what are you doing?
It wasn't cool to be a
This was
skater.
before Stevie Williams and all like
Right,
that.
yeah. This is
Anything,
like
before
1986, 87. So my first exposure to it all was probably Union.
The union that's still union right now, Chris Gibbs and them union?
Yeah, and they had
Amazing.
First form.
right,
Right.
yeah, very
early, yeah.
And they were doing the white Air Force Ones, but they were putting the Louis Vuitton swooshes
Turn
on
up.
'em.
Chris and Beffy, let me find out about y'all, Sneaker
yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Sneaker man.
Sneaker Man. Y'all Sneaker Man and Sneaker Woman?
Yeah, that they-
was the kind of
Right.
Dapper Dan style.
Right, it
I
was-
don't need a G on my chest, but you know,
Right.
like knockoff type
Right.
joints with the monogram print.
And I
on them.
remember somebody showed up at Baseline with those, and I was like, yo, what is that? I need that. And that's how I met those dudes. And then from there, I started working in LA a lot. But through that connection of going to Union, undefeated.
Yep.
Like very, very, very early undefeated. And I ended up befriending those dudes.
Did you pay for those sneakers?
Every once in a while, I'll just look to see what certain things cost. And people want like $20,000 for these things.
Just in case you ever want to cash out.
I had 3 pairs of them.
10.5, right?
They're my size.
Mine too. Just, I want to know, like, when did you transition from being a guy who bought a lot of sneakers to a guy who knew when everything was coming out?
Probably about in that same era that we were talking about.
Yeah.
When I first started befriending the guys at Undefeated, I was in LA so often that was like my first stop off the airport. Salute to Fred. I think he's like, from what I understand, he's like the head of something over there now. Fred would always give me the heads up, like, yo, we got this coming in, this coming in, this coming in. And one day he just calls me like, yo, we made a Jordan. You want some? And I'm like,
You didn't know it was coming beforehand. It was just a call out of the
yeah,
blue.
I was just like, all right, well,
Sure, why not?
picked them up and said, you got any more? They're like, yo, we're not supposed to really be. You
You had the audacity to say you have more.
Yeah,
I love the persistence. I love that you was like, hey man.
Because at that point, there was no such thing as a Jordan collaboration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there was no such thing as really as a Nike collaboration in general. Like, you had stuff with Supreme.
Yeah.
Like the Supreme Dunks with the stars on it, but like the very early
Orange
days.
joints, blue joints,
Yeah.
red joints, yeah.
You're also a big Polo guy.
Yes.
You know, as you have it on right now.
Oh yeah, this is light work though. This is current, but yes.
Legendary for buying a Ralph Lauren chandelier on the internet on some crazy discount code that you probably weren't supposed to have your hands on. That you
No.
didn't
Dallas
list.
pen.
But how much money have you spent on Ralph?
I don't know.
Over the years.
You can set up where they track
Yeah,
all your purchases.
of course.
And they recently, within the last like 2 or 3 years, have split their systems. So some of my purchases have gotten lost and forked over to another account.
Right.
But I do know that at one point they checked, and the year to date for that year was 90 grand.
In 1 year.
I'm sorry, no, year to date for 3 years. That's right before they changed the system over.
You say you spent more money on Polo over sneakers, or
Yeah, because at a certain point, the most expensive and best sneakers were just being given to you. With Nike or with Jordan brand.
Yeah,
or
you get
whatever.
to a certain point.
you don't
you're
have
not
that
actually
connection
spending that
with
much money.
Ralph Lauren, right? Where they're sending you
They have only as of recent given me things here and there.
since
you
they
know?
switched it up and started doing Snow Beach and all that.
Yeah, like since they started catering to us a bit more, when they did the Snow Beach retro, I showed up with Raekwon. Put the Lambo right on the corner, like didn't park it, just literally drove it onto the corner of the store.
Yeah.
Walked in, they paid my parking tickets. When I first called Ray, and I was like, "Oh, they're putting the Snow Beach out." He had just said publicly, and he said the same thing to me about how he was offended that they didn't reach out to him. And I'm like, "You're right, they should have." But here's the thing: is it's coming out now, whether you like it or not. Don't get written out of the narrative. You know what I
Control
mean?
your narrative.
Yeah,
Because it's
like-
his narrative.
Exactly. Like, you did this, and even if they're not acknowledging it, then this new generation and this new wave of kids.
Know what the hell's going on.
Exactly.
Amen.
So when I called them and said I'm bringing him, they're like, they didn't believe me. I said, no, we're showing up in about an hour. Make sure that there's nobody parked in front of the store because we're gonna pull up and make a scene. And from that point, they gave him everything. And I introduced him to the dudes from corporate. And,
Right.
I'm working on this Reebok thing. We got to take the Lambo up to Boston.
Oh, well, what's in Boston? Oh, Reebok is in Boston?
Let's do it.
Okay, sure.
They'll pay
You
the
done
parking
walked in
ticket.
there with Fat Joe, now you about to walk in there with Blaze. If you walk out of Reebok without a check, I am done with you, sir. I'm just letting you know.
We'll get it done.
Why do Polo sneakers suck so much? Why is that
You
the
know-
no-go for like?
For years, their sneakers weren't designed by them. I think at one point the word was Reebok.
Yeah, Reebok was working on that for a
was
while.
doing their shoes and
It all comes back to Reebok.
yeah.
Jesus. Anyway, Jess, you also got the chance to do your own Polo sneaker.
Yes.
Polo inspired.
Polo
I'm sorry.
inspired, yes.
And how did you feel? The
So-
accomplishment was.
I'd known Mike Packer for years.
What up, GOAT?
Yeah,
Mike.
you know, from there we did Casino. That was the first time that I had gotten involved in the design from the ground up. You know, like, and then we started to work on a third project. And I actually have the samples here
Hey.
with me.
It never came out, right?
Never came out.
Mike wasn't paying you enough? What happened?
Mike got to cut that check, bro. Nah, it wasn't on Mike at all. But so if any of you guys are familiar with the Japan, we call it the Japan-Iraq. A lot of people didn't want it until it disappeared and it became hard to find. If you see one of these things, this is sold for like $400 or $500. If you find one now, you're paying like $2,000. We did a shoe based on that.
Put the dot on there.
This is the only sample that I have. It's an earlier sample.
How come it never
Saucony,
came
man.
out?
To be honest, you'd have to ask Saucony. We don't know. Like, if you look at the front of the shoe, you see how one says Just, one says Packer. There was a big internal debate about that because you have Just Don. I think Kith's logo was
Just
like
Us?
Just Us.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Does Ronnie owe you money for that too?
no, but my thing is like, my name is Justin. Like, if anybody
anybody,
should be able to
yeah.
use just whatever, it should be me. But at the same time, there was concern about whether it or not it would look like we were taking shots at them.
I hate
Don.
sucker shit like that.
Yeah, but Don is the homie. But
Yeah,
there
he's the man.
We kept it as Just Packer, but we changed the font to actual real Japanese kanji.
Oh.
So
real
to tie in with
otaku
the theme of
Smart.
it being
Yeah.
Smart.
Japan, so we did that. That was the second sample. We matched the color to the pullover a bit more, and then Saucony just got cold feet and kind of
Got scared?
yeah.
Well, thank you for
I
the
think-
samples.
Just,
You know-
how come you never got a Nike collab? Were you close?
Yes, I was. At one point, I was talking to somebody about doing a Snow Beach theme SB back in the Sidekick days. So I guess that had to be 02 or 03.
That's crazy.
That didn't materialize.
You feel slighted by that?
No, you know,
No?
stuff happens. But you know, I've done so much work with Nike over the years. Like,
Maybe you helped out with the Slam Dunk 6 a little?
I can't disclose this.
Slam Dunk
okay.
6?
What's that? The Red Jordan?
Yeah, you know about that.
I don't know anything about
All
that.
right, cool,
You know
cool, cool.
about
All
I
right,
really don't.
You got the Katana collection. You got you got a deep like selection of anime, like where you
Full-
found
full
you,
otaku.
you found like these rare things where dudes were wearing Jordans maybe.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Not a little
I
bit?
do have a pair of Slam Dunk 6s that you mentioned. I forgot about that.
I bet.
I bet.
And maybe Shanghai or Hong Kong or something like that.
Here's something you do definitely know about. Nike Air Yeezys. When the first Yeezys came out,
Yes.
did you still have a did you still have a Kanye connection at the time, and were you able to get those because of Kanye? Like,
Yeah, no, the only ones I didn't have, what are they called? Red Octobers, I think they called
You didn't
them.
have those?
I never got those. Yeah, I have all the first run
you got the Babe joints with the bear on.
with the bear on. Yeah,
yeah.
I had those somewhere.
Okay,
Yeah.
you got it all. I get
Yeah,
it.
I mean, like, I actually, to be honest, I'm at the point where I go to storage and I just find stuff that I forgot that I had.
In my size.
Speaking of sneakers that you don't have, are the ones that got stolen by your doorman.
I knew that was gonna come up.
We have to tell this story. This is
I
This
knew
is
that
new
this
for me.
was.
This is new for me. So.
I knew this was
Did you
gonna come
beat his
up.
ass like when you?
All right. So I've been in the same apartment building from the time I was very young.
Yeah.
As I was getting more successful and making more money, I'm just basically upgrading apartments in the building.
Right.
I'm just moving down the hall or upstairs or
Literally
whatever.
moving on up.
all the way up. I moved into the last apartment that I was living at in that building. In retrospect, this sounds crazy, but I was just moving around so much. Didn't have time, but just never got around to putting a deadbolt on it. I'm not worried about it because I know all of them and I've known them for years. One day I come home, and there was a shoe, I forget what it was. It was a Halloween dunk.
Yeah.
Something that was black with orange soles.
Yeah.
They weren't flashy, but they were limited.
Yeah.
Right.
I come home and my doorman has a stack of sneakers behind him. And he's wearing those, the Halloween joints.
It's pretty fucking ballsy move, man.
I'm looking at him like, damn, you got those? All right.
Not suspicious yet.
No, not at all. I'm just like,
There's
yo.
no way this could be mine. But
Right.
like, damn, bro.
Right.
Like, damn.
Right. And he's like, oh, I'm just trying to be like you, big dog. I'm like, all right, cool, yo, salute. Go upstairs. I'm like, I know I got those somewhere. I look where I thought I had them, I didn't see them. Whatever. I got 1,000 pair of sneakers in the house.
Whatever.
Yeah. That happens 2 or 3 more times. It was a pair of Air Maxes. I think they call them the Morning Glories.
Yeah, the Powerwall joints.
Yeah. I see him with a box of those on his desk.
The audacity.
So I'm like, where are you getting these from? He's like, yo, one of my homies has a sneaker spot, and he just, he hooks me up all the time. So I'm like, all right, dope. I know I had those. Nah, he wouldn't do that.
Couldn't be.
No. So then I'm talking to a couple other people that live in the building. People are like, yo, my iPod is missing. So I start asking around, because I'm not just gonna go up to him and be like, yo, you stealing my shoes.
Right.
This happened right when I did Never Been in Love Before, Phil telling Quali. I do the record for Quali, I leave, his manager calls me, says they messed up on the wardrobe, please bring your own. I run back in the house, I pack a bag, I pack a bunch of vintage Polo in it, Paris Dunks, and I had 2 pairs of Paris Dunks at the time. Long story short, the airline loses my bag with the Paris Dunks and the Babes and all the vintage Polo in it. At the same time, the doorman is in my crib. Stole my Paris Dunks and stole a pair of my Quasimodo Dunks.
They never came out.
It's like, you know exactly what to get.
This taste is
So I
immaculate.
come back and I'm like, all right, I know what's up. I call my homegirl. The next morning we go to confront the super, because the super is his uncle, and find out that he resigned that morning because he knew that it was about to go down. Like, he had gone to, there were too many people that were on to him.
It was closing in.
Right. So
Did you snitch?
I told him, I was like, yo, your nephew,
Yeah.
He's
call the
like,
police, though?
yeah, no, we didn't call the police.
Did you get the sneakers back?
No, but the funny thing is
It's like grand theft. I mean,
no,
literally.
totally is. At that point, he's stolen over 15 grand worth of stuff.
Yeah.
Various parts and pockets of it have been told over the years, but that's the
story.
Yeah.
Just every single week here on the show, we punish someone in the worst take section for something terrible they did or said last week, as decided by the YouTube commenters. We make them switch out their sneakers for something truly awful. And apparently it's me this week for saying natural in the Papoose one. I was just trying to get the bars off.
You got to be a natural with it. If you have
natural.
to try, Yeah, if you had to try too hard.
I gotta take my sneakers off. We have some terrible sneakers.
Man.
Welty,
Did you hear the Just Blaze specials?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Listen.
When did these come out?
Yo, Jay hit you up and was like, yo, I got some fire sneakers.
Listen,
like, you want to wear these?
Jay-Z didn't lose 92 bricks for this. This is...
Yo!
You know what's ironic about this? You remember Dame trying to clown you for the fake jerseys, talk about he only does everything authentic? And look at this.
You gotta take a picture.
Roc-a-Fella Air Jordan 1s, the furthest thing from authentic I've seen in a long, long time. But I guess I
Send that to
deserve
Jay,
them.
tell him come on the show. We would appreciate him.
I'm gonna text this to him right now, like, yo, you gotta go buy the brand back.
Look at the Dubray. This is like paper. And what does it say?
Comfort. It's like an orthopedic.
Roc-a-Fella Comfort.
That's wild.
They gotta make Memphis Bleak the creative director or something.
Jess, we also do a segment on the show called Drip, Flip, or Skip.
Or skip, right.
Right? Drip is, it looks good.
Right.
Right? Flip is, it looks
Sell it.
good, but we gonna sell that. We don't need to keep it. And then Skip, obviously, we don't fuck with it at all.
Right.
Wait, Just, have you ever resold sneakers?
I was gonna say, no, I've done that once. I couldn't find my ATM card or something like that. And I needed some money real quick. And I called my homie and I sold them. I think they were Bibby 10s. I've given stuff away, not to my doorman or outside of the doorman. I've given stuff away, but I've never actually just resold a pair of shoes.
All right.
So, first shoe. Pine Green Air Jordan 1s, highs. Jess, I'll start with you. Drip, flip, or skip?
I'm in between. I would buy them or I would hold on to them and just wear them 10 years later.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess drip. drip.
I think this is a drip for me. This is the type of shoe I would buy and forget about for 5 years. You
Right.
know,
And then resell it.
kind of like a TMNT colorway. You know what I mean? And
Shout out to Michelangelo.
fun fact: my dad and my stepdad were both in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Drip.
Welty?
I know it's like you can't really fuck up this colorway, but it's also like enough with the Jordan 1s.
Enough with the tumbled leather too.
I'm not mad at
it's a
tumble
skip.
leather, but I was
Skip.
gonna say it's like kind of Jordan 1 overkill.
Skip.
Skip. For me personally, I don't know. I don't care for the tumble leather. I don't care. Like I don't. A Jordan 1. This Jordan 1 doesn't excite me like it used to. So I'll just say skip. I'll say skip. Moving forward.
What the hell?
This is the Yeezy 700 MNVN.
Right.
Welty, drip, flip, or skip?
Just doesn't this kind of look like a rip-off Polo shoe?
It does look like the RLX shoe from the late 90s. We used to call them the Darth Mauls.
It's a skip for me. I'm not into the writing on the side of the shoe.
This is a funny shoe because 6ix9ine actually had a pair early, like years ago, and Shoddy was next to him. So I'll forever associate this silhouette with that, and for that reason, it's a skip.
He had this same exact one, or
He had the green.
slightly
he had-
different colorway.
Yeah, he
It
gave
was
him the
so
green pair.
weird.
Yeah, gave him a green pair early.
Big sneaker influencer.
Match his hair.
Just
I'm good.
drip, flip, or
Yeah,
skip?
yes, I am.
If Ye's sending you those, you're not wearing them?
I'm too old to wear that. No disrespect to anybody in my age group who wears them.
Yeah, this is a skip for me. I don't know. I mean, Ye is not designing for me anymore. I'm not like say he ever was, but I am like, I don't know. Last but not least, LeBron 17 low, Toon Squad.
I'm still boycotting all Space Jam sneakers until they put us in Space Jam 2.
Where
I know you're
you
watching.
coming up with like this like
Warner Bros.
gall that we're gonna be in Space Jam?
You gotta say.
If Adam Pally is in Sonic, then Brendan Dunne could be.
Speak it into existence.
Thank you, Just.
So this is a
Skip.
Welty. This is a.
Justice looks like something that you guys would have worn in the early Roc-a-Fella
But it's
days.
not.
No,
But
the
it's
color.
The colorway, yes, I
The
get it.
colorway.
Because it would match.
This
like,
is the Air Force Ones.
It would match the Sixers jersey, and you know it would match a lot of the fashion from back then. I was never really into the super modern
Basketball shoes.
basketball shoes. I never was. This is beyond a pass for me.
Oh, that's a skip.
Skip for you, Welty?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a skip for me. I'm cool on that. So, Just, we also do outfits, and there's no other outfits better to do than Just Blaze outfits. Outfit number 1.
Oh no.
Come on. Come on. Who had this drip first, you, Kanye, or Jay?
Babes on the feet.
We know you had the shoes first, but this look with the big blazer.
You're grown,
the
you
This
in a
is-
button up.
This is Just Blazer.
Hold up. This is
Shit, I didn't think he could beat actual.
this. This is at 4040, if I'm not
1
mistaken.
year anniversary of the club's opening. This is 2004.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny when you look back at the era when, you know, people were like, hey, we're wearing button-ups now. Like, we're grown. Now you look at it and you're like, bro,
the
that
hell
shit didn't
is-
even fit.
So looking at this now, is this a drip flip or skip?
And that was a drip. I was
Hey, keep that same
The
energy.
Bapes on, right? You got the Bapes on?
I would never wear it now. Even if it fit properly, I wouldn't wear it.
Brendan, drip flip or skip?
Yeah, this is a drip because of the babes.
Yeah, I was gonna say skip, but this like brings me back in my head like Kanye, like all falls down, like sort of era of
Right.
dressing. So reminiscing on it, it's a drip.
This era I skipped from all three of you guys, from Ye, Jay, and yourself. No disrespect,
this
I
a
was
skip?
This was a skip. We're moving forward.
Jedi's.
Guys,
Me and brother Al.
good alchemist.
Can you get him to come on the show?
Al,
We'd love
come
to have
through.
you.
Those are LRG.
What a
No
brand.
wonder they fit so
Jonas
baggy.
Bevilacqua.
Rest
Yeah,
in
shout out
peace.
to Jonas. Rest in peace. I don't skip this one. The top is right, but the jeans just make it terrible. Kicks are amazing, obviously.
Of course.
Still have a dead stock pair, actually. And I know for a fact that's the Polo police badge hoodie and the Polo barn jacket with the barn hat.
I'm calling this a skip too because of the Canadian tuxedo denim on top and bottom. But of course, big respect to the Jedi dunks.
I give it a drip for how much you broke down. Like you knew exactly what jacket was, which.
Oh, yeah. I know
The
everything that's in
intention
my
behind
closet.
it.
Yeah.
He's not getting dressed, he's dressing himself. This is a drip from me. Usually I would skip something like this, but I think about it, it's like, damn, I don't have Jedis now, and it's
Still a
like,
young Padawan.
I'm like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? It's like, so to see you already have dripped it all the way back then is like, man, I gotta get my shit together.
And Al might be wearing shady Air Forces.
I couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell. Last outfit. Pow.
Back in A-Life.
A-Life
Yeah.
days.
It's funny. I
Tennis ball.
just came across this picture not long ago. Somebody
And
sent it
those
to me.
those are the Air Max ones you were talking about that the doorman stole, right?
The Morning Glory. Those are the morning.
That's the shoe.
Glory.
That's the shoe that
The
the
shoe that got
doorman-
stolen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Drip, flip, or skip here. Tell me about this. How you feel?
I'm gonna drip.
Drip,
Yeah.
drip, drip.
You had the ball out pumps on.
Yeah, they ended up reissuing them, and at that time,
That shoe was hard to get.
you could not, you could unless you knew somebody at A-Life
It was impossible.
Intensely hard.
It didn't exist.
and know them well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That might be the
on some,
most
like-
limited Reebok ever.
Right, like, but you know what sucks about it though? The tennis balls fall apart. They deteriorate. I found that pair recently. I pulled them out the box, and it's just a crater now.
Rest in peace.
You literally
metal
cannot
metal.
pump it up, right?
You cannot pump them up.
Well,
Shout out to jorts.
Yeah, the jorts are huge. This actually was a very influential moment in my life. I remember like being in college at the time, and like a lot of the kids where I was at in New Hampshire just weren't into hip hop or streetwear or anything, and I tried like putting them on the things, and I'm like, there was kids I knew who like listened to psychedelic rock music, and I was like, yo, you need to listen to this.
Right.
Just Blaze is flipping, like they didn't know who you were, but you were
Right.
playing like 93 Till Infinity, and John Mayer's like playing the guitar, and they're like, oh shit, this is cool.
Right.
And it was like actually a point where I connected with other kids who weren't into streetwear at the time.
Got
so
you.
it kind
That's
of
dope.
like, personally, it was a,
Early influencer Welty.
yes.
So this is a drip.
Oh, big time, big time, big time.
Puddles, right?
Big time, puddles.
Brendan?
Listen, I could tell this is an influential moment in Welty's life because John Mayer maybe has the same hairstyle as well.
Oh,
Vintage.
I had a little more volume, man. He's got it down, bro. Mine went up.
No, this is definitely a drip, especially the LRG on. Like, I remember seeing Just Blaze in XXL magazine with the LRG
Right.
and the PlayStation DualShock chain.
Right.
Like, very influential.
Now this is like peak LRG era.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Jonas. Big drip.
Yeah, this is a drip. I don't go against history like this. Like this,
It's definitely a historic
drip
reference.
all the way across. Unanimous drip.
Just before we get out of here for the day, we want to breeze to the comment section and see what people have been saying about us on YouTube, which is always a fun time. First one here is from Christina saying, I love the show, especially Welty, 3 Stripes for Life.
Wow.
But the fact that you don't have more female guests is disappointing. We agree with that wholeheartedly. We're always trying to book women on the show. A lot of times we can't cross the finish line with that. We got to do better.
We might have some on the way. I don't know, fingers crossed.
Keep watching, keep subscribing.
We got to do better. We have one from AJ saying, I need to be able to like this video at least twice. Y'all the best ever. I'm not going to disagree with that one. One more saying, inflate the sub count like the US dollar. Hashtag FS Army. Please, please drive the subs up. Just where can the people find you right now? What are you working on? Also, where's the J Electronica album?
In J Electronica's laptop, but it's coming.
Did he lose the password to it?
It's coming out like very soon, actually.
All right.
Yeah,
Whatever you say.
Yeah. And what I'm working on lately, for the most part, it's things that if I told you, I would have to kill you, and I don't want to kill
Nobody
you.
wants that. Yeah,
No,
nobody wants
but,
that.
So you're doing Watch the Throne too, right? That's what you're
I have
producing?
no idea what you're talking about.
Let's kill Welty.
One thing that I
Katana style.
One thing that I am working on.
You with the katana.
Me and some partners, we have our first video game title coming soon called Corner Wolves. We're launching that with a serialized podcast first, which should be out this summer. That will introduce the characters that exist within the game universe.
I'm looking forward to that. one.
And it's a full-on, like, real deal.
You can hit this guy up to be an influencer on it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
He's a
voice
gamer.
acting, something like that.
We actually are looking for voice actors right now because, like I said, we're doing the podcast
My
first.
rate is very high, but I'm happy to talk to you.
I'll give you a ride to Reebok in the Lambo.
I'm there.
All right, there it is.
Can't wait.
Beautiful.
Cool.
This has been another episode of Full Size Ryan. Of course, I'm your co-host, Brendan Dunne.
I'm Matt Welty.
Trinidad James.
Just Blaze.
Hey.
Question mark.
Salute.
She want every color, that's a full size. Buy a 6 for my kids, bought a 7 for my chick.
Yo, yo, yo.
Another classic episode, regular shit.
Regular degular.
That's all we do, right?
Come on. Seriously, we really appreciate you, man. You guys, we're past 200,000. We love you. We're family here. I want to keep wearing leather pants. I want you to wear leather pants with me.
Don't you want to see more Adidas?
One more thing, though. Click up here to watch the next one. Keep
Please.
those views up, or over here.
Got to need exclusive Gucci socks. Come on, guys. Let's go for 300,000.